Today we're going to look at DCKO Superman vs. Captain Atom, written by Joshua Williamson with artist Sean Izaakse. So this takes place. So first and foremost, you need to make sure that you have read DCKO number 2. Now, there are some events, I'm not going to spoil anything here, that happen in there that don't necessarily translate into this, but that's okay. So now we're 2 months into DCKO. So now this month there's going to be an event within an event with the All Fight month. There's going to be a number of one-shots. This is the first one. And this story really focuses on Captain Atom and not Superman. Now, mostly, and I think the wise thing about that is most people aren't particularly familiar with Captain Atom. He was a Charlton character originally, and DC had bought all the Charlton characters such as Captain Atom, The Question, Blue Beetle, Nightshade, and some others. And so they've done different things with Captain Atom over the years, but now he has become like a godlike being, and that is kind of what Williamson is kind of doing here, is he is kind of explaining like how, you know, when you're godlike and you have that much power, how do you ultimately deal with it, and how do you, how do you do things? I mean, that's quite the interesting thing. And, also it has to do with, Superman, let's be honest, he's kind of the Boy Scout and he really doesn't want to fight, but the Time Trapper has set them up to where they have to fight, to go on to ultimately get enough power to fight Darkseid. And so, that's kind of where this issue is. And, I have to admit, Williamson does a nice job at everything. It's a good read and everything. Izaakse artwork is nice. There's a lot of fight going on in this. But also there's the more quiet moments, and he does that quite well. But, ultimately, as with all these events, do you need to really read this tie-in? And I would say not necessarily. I mean, obviously there's going to be things that happen in these one-shots and in the other stories that will lead into DCKO number 3, but ultimately I don't think you necessarily have to read them. You can if you want to, but I don't think it's a really big priority. But, that's entirely up to you and your budget and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's worth picking up, if you can afford it and you don't have too many books in your pull this week. So what did you think? Did I miss anything in my review? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more upcoming reviews. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.